Happy Friday, and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show. As always, I'm Anthony Totri, joined by the one, the only Shawn DePaz.
Yeah, I am.
And Leah. Leah's here too.
Yeah,
everybody in the chat shouting out
Thanks
Leah.
for the shout outs in the chat.
So.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you missed it yesterday, Shane is going to be on the show again, but you're going to have to come back in like 4 months-ish maybe to see him. But in the meantime, we're here. We're holding down the fort.
Yeah.
Sean, we've got a football game tomorrow. We've got an Arizona State, Oklahoma State.
Revenge tour,
and the first look at ASU versus a Big 12 team since it was announced that ASU and some of these other schools were going to officially join the Big 12 in 2024. This is the first time that you and I have actually had the chance to sit down and talk a little bit about the game. I'm just curious what you think about what you saw, obviously, from ASU last weekend against Southern Utah, and then maybe some of the expectations looking at this team in this game for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty consistent in being like, anything that happened in the second half of that game, I just don't care about because there was a 2.5 hour weather delay, and I have no way to really kind of, I guess, estimate how that affected the players on either side. So I'm basing a lot of this on the first half and what I thought the potential was for this team. Like, I'm just looking, for them to come out and play a game under 3 hours. That would be nice, ideal. A game that ends before midnight.
Same, Shawn.
But like, I feel like it's this is different than it was last week because they're coming into this being like, well, they're not the favorite. They're not expected to win this game. So we'll see how they deal with that. But I just want to see a Rashada be able to put together two halves and not have any momentum just kind of get killed like that. I mean, Big 12's not known for the defense. We know that. You saw what TCU did, or I guess didn't do against Colorado. And I think with the weapons on this team, they are more than capable of kind of exposing a Big 12 defense. But we haven't seen it yet, so we'll have to see.
Kind of a wait and see. Guys, we got a lot to get into for today's show. It's Friday, so we've got a hot or not at the end of the show. We're also going to go ahead and give our predictions a little bit later on as to what we think the final score of the game is going to be. You might be surprised. You might be surprised as to where we stand on the final score for tomorrow's game and who comes out on top. We've also got a look at the jersey that Arizona State is going to be rocking tomorrow, and it is clean. It is so damn good. We'll get to that too. But first, last night was the high point. Jalin Conyers' very own podcast right here on the PHNX Sports Network, and he sat down with guys like Jordan Clark, Chris Edmonds, Gio Sanders. He had them in studio, and they talked a little bit about the weather delay from last week. They drafted some things as they do on that show, but they did spend a little bit of time talking about the upcoming matchup between Oklahoma State and Arizona State. And the nice thing, at least for me, is I feel like they keep it a little bit more candid on that show than they do when they're just talking to the media, which
absolutely.
Is nice. So this is what Jalin Conyers and really the rest of that crew had to say about that upcoming matchup against Oklahoma State.
I feel like this game just kind of means a little bit more now just because what it entails in the future, but obviously just what we want to get accomplished this year. So it's going to be fun. Going into Oklahoma State, Big 12 offense, obviously, known for airing the ball out a lot on the deep side of things. And then obviously on the defensive side, obviously trying to stop the whole pass game. What do you think is going to be our biggest thing that we need to get done in terms of the offense first? Gio, we'll go with you. Just in terms of the offense in order to get a win on Saturday.
Yeah, like I said, definitely starting off where we did, or how we started off last game, being efficient. Hitting some passes down the field. Short game, just really just getting into our game plan and doing the things that we practiced this week to execute.
I'm sorry, I saw the comment, bro. Oh man, that was a good comment. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think just getting the offense going and getting Jaden going is going to be one of the biggest things. Just kind of build his confidence. Obviously, a true freshman quarterback, honestly, kind of playing in his real first big game, you could say, really, and not just playing like no offense, an FCS team, or FBS. We're FCS? FCS, sorry, FCS. So, obviously, on the defensive side of things, a little bit different. Whole different kind of offense than Utah runs, or Southern Utah runs. So, going into this game, what's y'all's biggest goal? And obviously, just trying to get things done, in order for us to come up with a W on Saturday.
Oklahoma State is a big tempo team, so slowing down that tempo is going to be a big key for us. Once we slow down the tempo, can read our keys, line up to them, and just play good defense, So,
yeah, I agree.
Slowing the tempo down.
Yeah.
Facts.
Same thing. No, same.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, everything that Five said, really, man.
Yep.
They're a tempo team. They like to kind of get you frantic, chaotic, have you mess up and not play your defense. So it's ultimately just about playing our game, reading our keys, doing what we do. And I think if we do that, then we'll have a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a couple things that you really want to focus on there, right, is the understanding that Oklahoma State is a tempo team.
Yeah.
Offensively, they like to set the pace as to how the game's going to be played. And I mean, you saw that last year and really for a lot of years when Spencer Sanders was their go-to quarterback. Obviously, a veteran quarterback makes that situation a little bit easier. As we saw last week against Central Arkansas for Oklahoma State, it was a little bit of a tougher task for them to set the tempo of the game. And a big part of that is because they were playing with 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they're going to be playing with 3 quarterbacks again tomorrow, which I don't know. I can't think of a time when a team was going to roll out multiple quarterbacks on purpose and they were the favorite.
Yeah. I mean, I think Shane brought this up on the show the other day, I heard, but like, the old adage, you got 2 quarterbacks or 3 quarterbacks in this case, you don't have any.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of an example where. I mean, there's been situations where they have like gimmick quarterbacks, right, or something like that, where they kind of run with, or obviously people get injured, whatever. The last time I could really kind of the Florida teams when they had Tebow and what's his name running, like Tebow's first year, and they would just roll. But again, it was kind of like a gimmick thing. They would roll Tebow in for short distance things or goal line packages, right? To kind of just be throwing 3 guys out there because no one's really separated themselves. That not a good sign. Like if I was a OK State fan, I wouldn't have a whole lot of confidence in that. I'm not saying by any means that means ASU's going to come out and like dog walk them or anything.
It might.
But they could. I mean, I think they've got the talent to do it. It's just it's still a Division or Power 5 team. So we'll see in that sense. But the thing that stuck out to me about that whole clip was the understanding that they need to get Rashada into a groove.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think he had probably a lot of pent up emotion going into that first game, and for it to kind of just die the way it did, and he didn't have a good second half. And again, not putting much stock into that because of how that went, but I think from his perspective, he's probably like, all right, I did not have a good second half. I felt good going into it. Let me come out there and put together a complete game. And I think the fact that everyone understands that is important because obviously, I mean, we're just talking about it with Oklahoma State's quarterback situation. Like you want one guy and you want him to have confidence and that momentum. So they can build that against this team early on, then they're going to be good. I mean, we know what Rashada is capable of just physically, right? Like he's able to take the top off a defense with his arm and all that. So as long as he's playing confident, I think he's going to be very good. The team's going to be very good, but still a big if at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you get a complete game from Jaden Rashada,
like
he did that first half against Southern Utah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because when we were watching that first half, I was like, oh, yeah, this team is kind of what I thought they were going to be. Like, I get that it was Southern Utah, but early on in that first half, I felt good. Like, I thought this team was going to be like, okay, here's Rashada, here's this offense, we're seeing the weapons. Like, and this was without a Badger at that point because he had that first half suspension. Like, it was like I felt good, and then obviously the second half came, and it made it a little harder to feel good about the first half. But again, not putting too much stock into it. So it is going to be. Again, it's going to be huge for them. I mean, not just Jaden, for the whole team to be able to play a normal game against a real opponent. Opponent that they're not going to. Not that it didn't seem like by any means, because we had a couple of brief interactions with guys before the game, and it didn't by any means seem like they were kind of looking past Southern Utah or anything like that.
No,
they were definitely, they wanted to destroy them, but still, it's Southern Utah. Like, this is a game where they know they're going to have to play their best if they want to win. Because they didn't last week. They didn't play close to their best, and they still won. They're going to have to win this game, and I think they recognize that.
Yeah, and there's a couple things in the chat I do want to eventually get to, but while we're talking about the quarterback situation, both for Arizona State and Oklahoma State, we have, really talked about OSU's quarterback competition, the trio of guys that they have all week long. So you're probably sick of our perspective on it, but this is what Jordan Clark and Jalin Conyers and the guys had to say about prepping for an offense that will roll out 3 quarterbacks.
Oklahoma State also played 3 quarterbacks in their last game. If you went and watched their last game, they played 3 quarterbacks. They're under a new staff too, I believe. They have a whole new staff, or at least offensively and defensively, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that, but kind of different looks than what we've seen last year. So kind of going into that, like, is it preparing for 3 quarterbacks hard for y'all? Like just knowing that you don't know who the starter exactly going to be, does that make it a little bit harder for y'all to do it, or is it kind of just the same base rules for y'all?
I mean, for me, I'll say like Gundy has been their head coach for a long time. And, he kind of has his system and what he likes to do. So for me, I'm more preparing to play against Gundy than I am his personnel. Really, he's going to do his thing. And it's ultimately just about us playing our defense too and reading keys. Yeah, man, just doing what we do.
Doing what we do. I mean, that's all you can do in this situation, because I feel like you're going to shoot yourself in the foot if you're trying to kind of spread yourself thin. By you just got to trust your players, trust your system, trust DCB Ward, and go out there and play your game. Again, this team is talented, and they're going to the Big 12 for a reason. They're not like this isn't a Group of 5 school playing a Power 5 school. Like this is a talented roster, and if they do their job, I think they can hang with a lot of. I'm not going to say they can beat anybody. I'm not going to take them against Alabama. Even if they do their job, I think this team could play their best game. They still probably lose in Alabama, but Oklahoma State's not Alabama by any means. So like if they come out and play their best game, or at least close to it, I feel good that this team is going to be able to win the game. I mean, he said exactly what I would have thought their approach would have been. Just stay within yourself, trust your guys, play your game, and the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, Kenny's talked about it really all week long, and really from when the news broke that ASU was going to the Big 12, right? That's all good and fine, but nothing else matters but what they're doing inside that locker room and inside those facilities. And you kind of heard that mantra, whether it was purposeful or not, with the discussion about the quarterbacks, right? They're going to roll out whoever they roll out. It doesn't really matter what those quarterbacks do. If you execute and you do your job defensively, then they could throw out any one of those quarterbacks and it's not going to make a huge difference. Now, where I do think Arizona State has a little bit of an advantage is when we talk about Oklahoma State and we talk about Arizona State, there are a lot of people, myself included, that feel like these teams are mirrored. They are alike in a lot of ways, but I think Arizona State has that advantage because they have Jaden Rashada.
I mean, remember, it's not like they got embarrassed last year.
No,
and they were. I think ASU is better and Oklahoma State is worse. So, I mean, I think we are going to have a good game. Like, I think this is going to be a hell of a game. And again, we're talking about a Big 12 defense. Like, if the offense is playing the way they played in the first half, there's no reason we're not in for like a combined like 80, 100-point game, because I think both of these offenses could, or at least ASU's offense could go crazy. And I mean, again, this is ASU we're talking about, so I'm not by no means going to be like our defense versus the world. Our defense can take on anybody, because this defense has had problems in the past. So I'm not going to. They played Southern Utah. I don't think they're world beaters by any means quite yet. So there's a chance that we could be in for some fireworks.
I think it was Will or LTC that brought it up earlier in the chat, but it does look like CJ Fite is going to play inside the interior of that Arizona State defense, which is going to be absolutely massive.
I mean, that's the trenches are the big question mark. I mean, we saw last night, trenches are a great equalizer.
Yeah.
The Lions were the better team in the trenches, and obviously we're talking about the NFL, but they're the better team in the trenches. They beat the Chiefs. And I think there's been a lot. I mean, that's been the big question mark is both sides of the ball, the line. And I think getting a guy like Fite back on the line is going to be could put him over the top. Like it's going to be a big difference.
And people talk about Arizona State's defense, and you talk about the need to have a freshman defensive tackle play in a week 2 game. There's probably not a lot of people that are out there that haven't kept up with ASU a whole lot, that don't understand really how valuable and how impressive CJ Fite has been since he got here. This is a kid, first off, that was playing Texas football. That means something. Texas high school football means something. Also, this is a freshman who is 6'2", 315 pounds.
Dogs. And I mean, it's not just, you look at a guy like Ashley Williams, like there was points where we were standing there, like literally we were standing on the sideline before the game, and we were like, just, how is it a freshman? Both of them, we were just like, Jesus.
They're massive.
They are. And you made the point. It's like ASU's not getting guys like that usually.
Yeah.
And to see that, like, I mean, this is a different conversation, but like to see ASU guys getting guys from the state of Texas with just, I mean, and getting those athletes is very encouraging. And also, while we're on Clayton Smith, he didn't play a full game. He got tossed from the ejection.
He's still got a whole half.
So I'm excited to see him play he's not suspended for the first half.
No.
Yeah, because the penalty was in the first half. Yeah, I'm excited to see him play a complete game, because he's another dude's a beast.
Well, think about it. Think how many guys that we didn't see a complete game from last week. starting with Jaden Rashada.
Yeah.
And starting obviously with the fact that it was his first game, but you got a kid that is two completely different halves.
Yeah.
Right? You got a half out of Will Schaefer because he's suspension. You got a half out of Elijah Badger because he's suspension.
And the half that you got out of them was the shitty second half after the 2.5 hour rain delay.
You got a half out of Clayton Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You got a half out of Jalen Conyers.
Yeah.
Right?
Also,
like, you're getting all these guys, knock on wood, for a whole fucking game.
Yeah, and
Jalen says huge.
Jalen says he feels good, man, so I won't.
He looked good. He looked great.
Yeah, I mean, I think
like
we said, it was largely precautionary, right? So, yeah, you're gonna get, and those aren't nobodies. Like, it's not like
best players on this team.
It's not, and I mean, no disrespect to somebody like DeCarlos, but it's not like we lost a backup running back or something like that. Like, Badger is a starting receiver. Schaefer is a starting linebacker, kind of, right? I mean, he was technically second on the depth chart last week, wasn't he? But
technically, yeah.
Yeah, but well, I mean, like, these are difference makers. And so, again, obviously could afford to not have them for complete games last week, but it's not going to be the case this week to have all of them for a full game.
Oh,
Fingers
absolutely.
crossed. It's going to be huge.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and get into our predictions in just a second. Guys, if you're in the chat, do us a favor. Leave a like and then let us know in the comments what you think the final score is going to be and who you think wins. I imagine we'll see a lot of Arizona State in there. In the meantime, though, I want to tell you a little bit about our friends over at Wink. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but Wink is the perfect balance, at least for me, right? If it's a Friday night, you got to take the edge off a little bit because you know you got a long day of college football. You got to watch Deion coach Prime Sanders tomorrow against Nebraska. And you got to hear all that all day long.
Are you in on Nebraska tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm taking Nebraska tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Huskers. Let's
go. Absolutely taking Nebraska tomorrow. But no, just go ahead, grab yourself a Wink because it is a perfect, like, what's the right word? I guess it's just a wink of THC, quite literally. That's 2.5 milligrams, 5 milligrams. And it's not enough that's going to make you like lose your mind high, but it's definitely just going to take the edge off.
Steve Peters eats salmon and like asparagus every single night. End sentence, like every night. If he's willing, he doesn't try new things. If he tries something new and likes it, that's the most glowing endorsement you can have, in my opinion. And he is a Wink fiend at this point. So get in.
Yeah, guys, it's available in either 2.5 milligram or 5 milligram cans. You can find a Wink right here in Arizona. Look for Wink at all Sunday Goods dispensaries in the Valley and Botanica Dispensary in Tucson. They're now in 12 states nationwide, so not just the Valley. And even recently launched online ordering and home delivery to about a dozen others. To find the fastest way to get your hands on one, go to drinkwink.com.
I don't understand how they're able to deliver it. That's awesome.
No, that is
like, why aren't the dispensaries delivering me flour?
That's a Max question.
They're not as good as Wink.
Max question.
That's why. I don't know if you know this. Zach Gallen threw a complete game shutout today because he's good. The Diamondbacks are good, and you need to be watching their baseball games. Yeah. And obviously, you know, the whole things with Bally's happened. It was always kind of hard to find D-backs games, but now it became even harder. I got the answer. It's 4 letters. F-U.
Wow, that's 2 letters.
F-U, Bo.
There we go.
Fubo. Hey, listen, I genuinely like. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. For most of my life, I haven't had cable. I've been doing the as Leah calls them, alternate streams, to find my sporting events, and it sucked because half the time, like every 30 minutes, they would start buffering and then they would crash, and you have a chat full of people saying terrible things on the side. Like I just want to high quality stream. Fubo's got that for you. They got the D-backs games. They've got almost anything you can watch, anywhere to watch sports. I watched the end of I guess Thursday night football last night. It's a spot. It's better than cable. It's how you watch TV. It's got 1,000 hours of DVR, so if you miss a game, you can record it and go back and watch it later. It's awesome. So use it again for college football. That's how I watch all my college football, and we'll be watching all of my college football tomorrow. Fubo. So go to www.fubotv.com/PHNX to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. They're awesome. You're awesome too, Totri.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You're awesome too.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. And you're pretty cool too, Leah.
We understood. Yeah, Leah, you are cool. You are cool. Not enough people tell Leah that she's cool. Just want to put that out there. Guys, and by guys I mean Shawn. We understood the assignment today.
We did. Accidentally, but we did.
Yeah, we accidentally understood the assignment because tomorrow is a blackout for Arizona State. So we purposefully decided that we're going to rock black today in honor of what Arizona State has going on tomorrow. The jersey release video was awesome. They're 2 for 2 on those videos, being absolute heat.
Dude, yeah. And we watched a kind of live premiere last night on the High Point. And I feel like it takes a lot to impress a regular or what's essentially a professional football player. If you watch that, if you go back and watch the High Point last night when the video ended, they were just like stunned. Yeah. Like Jalen's face was just like,
yeah, the creative team at ASU is doing something big. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to see. So if you haven't seen, this is the uniform that Arizona State is going to be rocking out there tomorrow at Mountain America Stadium. And my goodness, I love the helmets, I love the black, and I love the drip at just what we got going on right now.
Yeah, so they said last night that they're I think they have different black jerseys coming later in the year. But these are the ones from last year with like the Arizona flag ghosted into the shoulders, and Jalin or Jordan specifically got hyped off of that. He likes these ones. I just love the maroon helmet with the gold piping and the black pitchfork and stripe. There's maroon piping around the gold numbers. Like, I love a good black uniform, and I don't think ASU has some of the best colors in all of college sports, all sports in general, and they work so well with black in specific. It's going to be dark out.
I wish more players were rocking that tinted visor.
Yeah, so do I. I wish they would be allowed to have more fun with the visors. Like, you always see during training camps in the NFL and stuff when guys have like the team logo or something like built into the visor and it looks dope. I think we should do more of that. But yeah, and they brought up the point last night, like black is Oklahoma State's like primary color other than orange. Yeah. But honestly, kind of dope because anybody showing up wearing black for Oklahoma State is going to look like they're part of the blackout.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if you've seen it, and this is totally, I guess, kind of on topic, but there was, I think years ago in the NFL when, like you said, players were experimenting with the visors and stuff. There was someone that played defense that had like a visor, but it was like a faded Joker. That like goes across it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
They used to, back when the Bills were good in like the 90s, because they were red, white, and blue. They used to always wear like Spider-Man sleeves and shit, and they were cold as hell. And I wish more, because like shout out Jalin, he was wearing the white sleeves with the Sparky on them. Like, let's get a little more adventurous with the drip. Everything isn't gonna be plain.
I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. All right, it is time for some predictions. Let's see what we got in the chat. I saw somebody had that they were just flipping the score from last year, right? LTC, same score as last year, just flip it. 34-17 Devils.
I like it.
We got Will in the chat, 38-30 ASU. Donald saying 31-14 ASU. I see a lot of double-digit victories for the Sun Devils here.
I don't know about
Sean, let's see what you got for the predictions.
I mean, I'm with people on the points. I think ASU is going to put up points, but I think OSU is... I don't think this team has a double-digit victory in them, if I'm being completely honest. And I consider taking...
For tomorrow or all year?
Maybe all year. Well, I mean, you talk about guys like Stanford and Cal, and maybe, but even then, we saw it was a double-digit loss against Stanford last year. So, but I'm talking more specifically in this game. I think it's going to take a while for the offense to get to a point where they're really just firing on all cylinders. I don't know that necessarily happened in this game.
Yeah.
But I like ASU to win. I think the student section showed out last time, and I hopefully will get a similar performance this time. And that clearly hyped people up, or hyped the guys up. They talked about it again last night in the High Point, just the visual of walking out of the tunnel and seeing the student section on the other side. And I imagine they'll all be in black. So that'll be dope. But I think between being at home, it's going to be hot as hell, and that's certainly an advantage for ASU. I think that they're going to be able to win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means.
Also, ASU lost to Stanford by a single point. I will not let you say.
I
will not let you say.
I always forget. For some reason, in my mind, it's a 15-0 loss. Even though I know that's not true. And yeah, I should be a little more respectful to Cal. I don't think that they would even beat this Cal team by double digits at this point. Wow. Like, the Pack is good, man.
Wow.
The Pack is very good. I have confidence. I have a lot of confidence in the offense, but Oklahoma State is a comparable team, I think, in terms of talent.
Yeah, comparable.
And again, we're still talking about a quarterback in his second game, first real game, an offense that has not gotten to play a full game together yet. Like, I think it's reasonable to have somewhat tempered expectations.
You're bringing up
And I still think they're going to win 30. They're going to put up 31 points, which is more than they put up against Southern Utah.
You're bringing up valid points here. Shane in the chat, 33-10. ASU looks a lot better. LFG as well, like number 10. Love the goofy banner on the show, irrespective of how Valley teams perform. He's also got ASU winning 23-22. Donald, bring some confidence, Shawn. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be in a little bit of dogfight. Like, it's going to be.
I want that, though. I want that. Tomorrow, that's what I want to see.
I would like to see them. Because they shouldn't have been in a dogfight against Southern Utah, but I would like to, I think there's something to be said for them winning close games sometimes.
Exactly.
And if they can manage, again, I would rather them blow out Oklahoma State, obviously. Like, if they want to win a game 50-0,
by all
go
means.
for it. But I don't think that's realistic. And I think if it ends up being a close game and they manage to pull it out, that could be super valuable for this team going on because they have harder opponents to play. They're going to be in some close games.
If Arizona State beats Oklahoma State 50-0, they're not going to be in the AP top 25, but you will see votes for them in the AP top 25.
Yeah.
If they beat a Big 12 team,
if you're beating a Power 5 team as a Power 5 team 50-0, you should be getting votes.
Oh, absolutely.
Donald's right. Especially from me. I shouldn't be out here being the voice of reason.
Yeah. All right, so you've got ASU winning by 4. I've got Arizona State winning as well. Final score 27-24. This just feels like a Dario Longhetto game-winning field goal. For the Blackout to go absolutely crazy over at Mountain America Stadium. I think ASU looks a lot better in week 2. I think the offense builds some of that confidence. And, whether there's some struggles early on, just given the fact that a lot of these guys on offense haven't played a full game together yet, I do think that if anything, the second half will be the best half that ASU has played so far. Obviously, at that point, it will only have been 4. But still, I think being able to get guys offensively in a rhythm, Jaden Rashada, Elijah Badger, Jalin Conyers, Xavier Guillory, Gio Sanders, right? Like, you have all of these weapons that are capable of doing so much, and now you're actually able to run your offense with those guys out there without the fact that, the defense, when you don't have to line up against Elijah Badger, you don't got a game plan for a Jalin Conyers in the second half. It changes the way that the defense is going to play.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see that point as well, just how Oklahoma State tries to stop some of these weapons.
I said it earlier, but there was nothing about that. And if there was something, it was probably Spencer Sanders. But otherwise, there was nothing about that Oklahoma State team last year that scared me. No. It was, we watched that game. It was just like, it was like Glenn was trying to lose the game. And Donnie, like, it was just wildly unadventurous, boring, and bad play calling.
Yeah.
And so, like, LTC saying he thinks we win the game with 16. That's very true. I also think we win that game with real coaches. So I think there's a good chance that this game is different. I think ASU. I get that maybe I'm just being a homer. I don't know, but I think ASU has a good chance of coming out on top in this game.
And I don't think. Look. I think, again, we've been pretty honest with the fact that these two teams are very similar in where they're at just from a program perspective right now. But what, in my mind, is worth the 3-point advantage for Arizona State, I don't care how young he is, but it's Jaden Rashada. It's the fact that Arizona State has their guy at quarterback.
Yeah, right? I mean, that is a thing for sure.
And I know there are a lot of people that still want to see TB16 in there, and I'm sure at a certain point, you might see him.
You never expected to see him last year, and you obviously did, so who knows?
No, yeah, but right now, Kenny and this coaching staff have confidence in 5.
Yeah, and the roster, which I think is important too, because I think you see, and not that anyone was like, we didn't hear anybody being like, I was upset about this, but I think you heard the way players were talking about once a starter was named. Like, everyone has opinions. I think there's something to being like, this guy's our guy.
Yeah.
You don't worry about that. You don't have to, especially as a pass catcher, like, you don't have to worry about someone else coming into the game and then the approach being different and your job becomes different. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Our game plan is our game plan. Obviously, game plans change, but like, in general, our approach is our approach.
Yeah.
And I think that's good for the team to have a lot of just that basically taken off their plate in a way that is not the case for Oklahoma State's offensive weapons, because they are going to have to, the game is going to change when you have a different quarterback in.
Yeah, not only that, but right, a lot of people want to talk about the Oklahoma State quarterback competition and the trio of guys that they have out there, like, regardless of who comes out on top, they're still going to be better than ASU. That's not necessarily the case. The only one that has any real experience is Alan Bowman. He's a senior, and look, just because you have experience doesn't obviously mean you get the job here, because he's
Spencer Sanders had experience, and he's not starting at Ole Miss, is he?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think he is, which is crazy to me that he would transfer.
I mean, look at the ASU. It's the starting quarterback is the only one without experience.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But the other two guys, right? Like Garrett Rangel, he's a redshirt freshman. You look at Gunnar Gundy. I want to say he's a sophomore. Like
Gunnar Gundy?
It's Mike Gundy's son.
I was going to say, that's a fucking name.
Gunnar Gundy.
Gunnar Gundy.
Look at this. And he's got his hair too.
It sounds like a cartoon character.
It sounds it sounds like an Oklahoma State quarterback also.
Yeah, Gunnar Gundy.
It sounds like the name of what their mascot should be.
Yeah. Gunnar Gundy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's a redshirt sophomore. So a lot of their quarterbacks are young too.
I wonder how that sits for teams when it's like already the problem of having 3 quarterbacks and then one of them is the head coach's son. It's like, can't we just land on a guy?
They probably could have, but they're opting to go with 3. And Shane and I have said it really all week. You know, they're going to roll out these 3 guys, but if there's ever a point where the offense is really starting to click for Oklahoma State, they're going to keep the guy out there.
Yeah.
You know, that game against Central Arkansas was, if they felt like it was ever in jeopardy, I think they probably would have gone back to any of the quarterbacks that Mike Gundy felt most comfortable with. But they didn't really need to. So all those quarterbacks.
And I mean, we've been talking about this a lot in the context of like, this could cause problems for Oklahoma State. And also, I mean, I feel like acknowledge that it could cause problems for ASU. Like there is going to have to be, and I know we were talking about them doing their thing, but if you have a guy who's able to bomb the ball downfield, like, I mean, if a team had Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, like the game changes when one of those guys, one guy's in or the other, right? And I don't know a whole lot about what kind of quarterbacks these guys are, but in general, you have 3 quarterbacks, things are going to change, and it's going to mess with you a little bit as a defender. So hopefully ASU is able to manage that.
It's going to be fun. We both have Arizona State coming out on top, which would obviously put the Sun Devils at 2-0 to start the season. And my goodness, I know it's 2 games that, at least for me, I expected this team to win going into the season.
Yeah, but
there's something about expecting it and then going into week 3 being 2-0.
Well, yeah, and also especially after how week 1 happened. Like,
you go out there, you take care of business. I expect it to be a dogfight between these 2 teams. And for Arizona State to come out on top would be absolutely massive for the program. And I know there's still tickets, that you can buy, whether that be on Game Time. Sean's going to tell you a little bit about Game Time here in a second. But I want to tell you guys, when you're on your way to the game, where you should stop for some tailgating snacks or drinks, or maybe if you just need to fill up your car, guys, go check out Circle K. It is America's thirst shop, and they've got a new free membership program. Okay, so listen up real quick, because you guys can save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. Guys, that adds up, okay? That adds up, and everything is so damn expensive. So take this into your own hands, okay? You're going to save some money on gas, and you're going to do it.
At a time when we all need to be saving money on gas.
Absolutely.
It's too damn expensive.
And get every 6th free on a selection of Circle K products, pizza, coffee, ice cold fountain drinks. And we've told you for a while now, they have so many great deals on snacks, on gas, and on energy drinks. I go to Circle K literally every day and twice on Sundays, and that is not a lie. I am there all of the time, and I only fill up on gas.
It's the best spot. I mean, you go for the gas. I go for snacks. I mean,
well, I got to go to get an energy drink every day.
Oh, true. Yeah. I mean, he's not joking. He literally does walk in with an energy drink every single day.
Every single day I'm at Circle K.
I drive past. I drive past 5 Circle Ks on my 15-minute drive home, I think. Which honestly kind of sucks, because then I'm like, oh, I can go to that Circle K, or I can go to that Circle K, and then by the time I'm home, and I'm like, I didn't go to Circle K. And then I got to turn around and go to Circle K.
Yeah,
obviously, I'm not ending the day without going to Circle K.
Guys, join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Now, get some tickets.
Yeah, I mean,
Game Time.
I messed up. Drake was here the other day. I didn't use Game Time. We messed up. And we didn't go. I blame Leah because she's the Canadian. She should have taken care of this.
Wow.
Okay. I literally, Shawn was complaining about not going to Drake. I pulled up Game Time literally in the moment and was like, look at the tickets on Game Time, because Totri was like, they're $500. I said, no, they're not. Look at Game Time right now. I was on it. That was a real thing that happened.
Yeah. Game Time had us set up. And that's not important. We don't have to point fingers. Okay. I'm pointing my finger at the best ticketing app on the planet, and I'm pointing straight at Game Time. They're the best, genuinely. Like look at this. That's what I'm saying.
You can get tickets to the game tomorrow for $5.
Stupid.
For $5.
That should be illegal.
You go to a fast food restaurant and you spend more than $5.
You can't go to McDonald's and have a real meal for less than $5.
But you can go Watch a football game tomorrow.
Yeah, do it. So if you're going to do it, go on Game Time. All you got to do, download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Buy a ticket for you and 3 friends. Use the promo code. They're free.
Do it.
You can go to a game for free. Why aren't you doing it? So download the app, use code PHNX, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create that account, redeem code PHNX, $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
All right, guys, there is a poll in the chat that I think is still going for who is going to win tomorrow's game, Arizona State or Oklahoma State.
It's hilarious.
There's 30 of you in here. Go vote.
There better be 30 ASU votes.
Go vote who you think is going to win.
Only a third of the people watching have voted.
Go vote.
Last night on the High Point, the guys did a pick'em of like 8 different college football games, and ASU one was last, and we didn't. They were just like, you don't even gotta really talk about it.
Yeah, no one's gonna say
I also put polls in the chat for everybody to vote on each game, and some of them were surprising, but no surprise ASU had like I didn't let them even vote on ASU because
remember when David
obviously
put a poll in the chat on a post
about
game
scones
without
about
anybody
scones?
knowing? That to this day is one of my favorite post game shows of all time.
I hope he's doing Get Up.
Was that that wasn't the Eastern Michigan game?
I think it was.
There's
I think
no
it was.
way.
It was a post game show in that studio. So there's a good chance it was because Damon wasn't or David wasn't here for the full football season, was he? When did he leave? Dude, time is a blur.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird though. I will say this before we move on with the show. There are a lot of ASU moments that hurt. The loss to Eastern Michigan, the loss to TCU in March Madness, but you go back and like those are some of the best
moments. Like I look
shows that
back
we've
on
had.
those moments and I don't feel the pain of losing.
No,
to
you
Eastern
don't even
Michigan.
remember that was the
I just
game.
start laughing at my guys and dudes rant.
Yeah,
like or the blueberry scones
or the D him up Shane with Jay because Jalin that was the show. Jalin was on that
is crazy.
show.
Yeah, and what's it after the whole blueberry situation with the
rally
softball
blueberry?
team, the rally blueberry
that you found that from the sink
that revealed itself to me in godlike form from the sink at our old studio.
Then we bought a ton of blue snacks.
As much blue related stuff as possible. That was a time, dude.
In the old office.
My goodness. That was that the same night or one of the nights? Because I just brought this up the other day when Leah had gotten us all like ice cold canes that sat there for 2 hours. That's the first game with
I
extras.
bought you guys canes because Shane was like, okay, it's like the second
it's
last
almost
inning,
over,
like now is the good time. So I was like, okay, perfect. And
then it went an hour later or
Yeah.
something like that, and we had ice cold canes. It was still good to be honest, because canes goes crazy. But yeah, we have fun here, man.
Yeah, we do. It's an absolute blast.
Happy
guys.
2 years.
Yeah.
by
Also,
the way.
we haven't brought that up.
2 years tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the actual.
I guess we can bring it up tomorrow, can't we?
Well, yeah, we're gonna be live tomorrow, but it's crazy to think that.
Yeah,
PHNX
how
has been
far? I
going
mean, for us,
for 2
it's
years.
not really our 2
Yeah.
years because we got a little late to the party. Ironically, that's when PHNX
Party started. We just
off.
brought-
I will
Party
say
hat.
LTC has been here in the PHNX
Yeah.
Sun Devils chat since day one.
Day one, yeah. LTC's been here as long as
Like,
I've been here.
LTC
There's a
Since
couple
day
of y'all
one.
in the chat that are just
Yeah.
like you're here every day.
With different versions
Because
of
I've
Old
been
Sparky as
producing
his
this
profile.
show since day
Yeah.
one. so.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. Donald in the chat. Well, first it's Totri. Damn, Totri. I'm not even Totri.
Totri.
Donald.
It's
Totri and Ghost Energy over 2 a day. Oof. Definitely. If the line said it too, I gotta take.
We quite literally, the first Pac-12 tournament we went to, we came up with like fake lines for stuff, and one of the lines was the over/under on how many energy drinks Totri was gonna.
It's
drink.
tough, man. Sometimes I'm feeling it, and then there are other days where I have one, and I'm just like, ugh. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna have an energy drink when I get home because I had a coffee today already. So yeah, my caffeine.
That doesn't math to me.
What doesn't math to you?
Because you had a coffee, you're gonna have an energy drink?
No. Because I had a coffee, I'm saving my energy drink for the end of the
okay.
day.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're at all times. I know this has nothing to do with ASU football. At all times,
I mean,
need
we're
to
on
have,
to the last segment.
I
We're
need to
done with
have
ASU football.
2 forms of caffeine like a day.
I mean, I need to start my morning with a caffeine in some sort. So I'm always either making coffee at home, getting a nice coffee or an Americano on the way here, or getting an iced tea in the morning. I've been doing the iced tea a lot recently because it's the most cost effective.
Tea person.
Dude, the things I would do for good sweet tea, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
Like, there's very few things that bring me more pleasure than popping open a new ice cold Arizona iced tea.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
feel dirty though when I drink some of these.
Why
things,
have we
man.
not had that conversation?
That's a conversation for you and Max.
Arizona iced teas. Get on it. I know they're based in New York, which is crazy, but get on it.
I will. Last thing about the energy drinks
They're such frauds.
I will. You can wake up in the morning and like be up for 5 minutes and drink coffee and feel like you're like, this is normal. There are times where I literally wake up and before I even go to like put water in my eyes, I go to my fridge and crack open an energy drink, and I just feel dirty.
You need help.
I just feel no, you should.
That's the right response. You need help.
That's crackhead energy.
Yeah, no, that is that is the definition of fiending. You wake up and they're like, I can't operate until I have my energy drink.
Caffeine. I need my heart to just be racing a little bit more. You know, that's just how it is. All right, Leah, we kind of already started it, but it is Friday. Let's go ahead and see who is hot this week. We got a hot or not.
This person is hot because they're on the start of a new adventure, and it's no surprise that it should be
every
this
time.
person.
Mr. Winnebago himself.
Every time. I think I've been on like 3 hot or not.
You were literally hot when you were on the show recently.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
Because they pissed me off.
Oh, that's valid. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I thought you were going to do me and then take a shot at me in the process, because last time I was on the show, I made a comment about how it's kind of crazy that I'm not hot on the one day a month that I'm on the show. But I appreciate that.
Yeah. But Shane's up to some cool stuff, so he deserves it this week. And
mining for minerals.
There will be a graphic, I swear.
Can we make that the
Where
thing?
in the world is...
No, but I think we should just he's like deep sea mining or something.
Oh, he's got to
he's got to just have like the craziest job possible that he's going to do in the process.
Okay. Yeah, let us know in the chat what would be a phenomenal, crazy backstory to where Shane is for the next 4 months.
He's moonlighting as a hostess, or a host, I guess, at Olive Garden.
Wow.
I just said
I
that.
thought he's
LTC
actually
brought up
relaunching NASA's project for the ocean.
He's on the moon.
Yeah.
Actually, he just launched off.
Okay, Leah, what's the first topic?
All right. Well, speaking of what Shane's up to, hot or not, RVs.
Oh man,
I've never been in an RV.
This is tough. This is a tough thing for me. We're not talking trailers. We're talking just RVs.
Yeah, like RVs that you drive it. Yeah.
I think in theory.
Do I have to drive it, or am I just hanging out in the RV?
RVs as a whole, like
I think the idea of it is
cool. In general it's hot. It kind of depends, because I wouldn't want it's a car and it's a house at the same time. It's not the most comfortable place to live, and it's not the most efficient way to drive. But if you were traveling across country or something like that, then it's awesome. Then you don't have to worry about finding a place to stay. If you have pets, awesome. I, in theory, but driving large vehicles make me a little nervy. So I don't know how I would feel about driving the RV, but if I'm just traveling in an RV, I think I'd be about it. It also depends on how many people there are in it.
And it depends where I'm going. I'm cool with the RV driving it if I'm flat terrain.
Oh,
but
if I'm trying to take an RV through the canyons, if I'm driving, no. Yeah, I could drive. I would be fine driving larger vehicles. I would be fine. They just make me a little anxious doing something like that, where if I'm just going coast to coast on if I'm driving on the 10 or something like that, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Well, the 10 maybe, because people out here are crazy. But if
you're in an RV.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a giant bumper car.
The problem is, now we're getting into a different conversation.
You should not.
The problem is now I feel invincible. And I already kind of have to drive like an asshole here, because everyone else drives like assholes, and that's the only way to survive. So I might be a danger to society driving. Just don't let me in, but don't let me behind the wheel. That's kind of the moral story. So in theory, hot.
I'm gonna say RVs are hot. RVs, the price of an RV is fucking ridiculous.
Derek's coming in here to complain about how you got your sash back, dog.
Why?
Because I think the D-backs just had a show.
You have to watch the snake. No.
I can watch the snake. That's fine.
You took the snake while it was cuddling with me.
The snake feels amazing around.
It does. It's so comfortable.
I will say, the neck support is off the charts.
Jesse Jr.
Yeah, his name's Jesse Jr.
Why?
Because you telling me you don't see the spitting image between him and his father, biological father, Jesse Friedman?
You can call him JJ.
I got so many questions.
JJ. Yeah, we call him JJ. Yeah.
Okay. What's topic number 2, Leah?
All right. Next topic.
Hand puppets.
Hot or not? Hot. Also, another kind of relevant topic. Anniversaries. Hot or not? Celebrating anniversaries.
Well, let's ask the 2 single guys here.
Yeah.
What do we think about?
There's plenty of anniversaries.
No, you're right. There's our 2-year anniversary.
I mean, if it's not a relationship anniversary, then I don't really care. And I know that's tough for me to say on our anniversary. But again, not necessarily Totri and I's anniversaries. And also, it's tomorrow. I don't really care when people are like, oh my God, it's the 10-year anniversary of somebody hitting 4 home. I don't give a shit. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, yeah, that's not a real anniversary.
But in a relationship, I'm not about the month anniversaries.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. 1 month, 6 month.
Let them know.
Nah.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. It's got to be a year. But I mean, I would be, if I was in a relationship and my girlfriend didn't do anything for our anniversary, I'd be pissed about it. So yeah.
But it's like you said, it's the big like 1 year.
The fake anniversaries are bullshit.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like 3 months, bro.
You didn't accomplish anything there.
No, you didn't. You just you did something.
You haven't gotten past the part where you start hating each other. Yeah. So or gotten to the part where you start hating each other.
I know the anniversary was meant for the PHNX like anniversary, and we're just taking it down our own little rabbit
hole. Well, I
of
mean,
sadness.
like I said, the only anniversaries I really care about are anniversaries in a committed relationship. Otherwise, like, I think it's cool. Like as far as PHNX is concerned, like it's cool. Look back 2 years, but like it's gonna sound lame as shit. But like, I'm focused on the future. Like 2 years is cool, but like 2 years is gonna mean shit 10 years from now. So like I anniversaries are cool, but for me it's more about like, look how far we've come. We've got so much more to do.
Hey, fucking Tony Robbins over here just spitting out just great lines, I guess.
It's bars what I do. No. But I'm being honest.
Anniversaries, anniversaries are hot with the asterisks of if I've got a reason to
as long as they're real. They're hot. The anniversaries I would give a shit about are hot, right? Like otherwise I wouldn't even consider them a real anniversary.
Birthday for things. That's all it is.
It's a birthday for events.
Yeah. It's an event birthday.
I will say, shout out all of our diehards because the way they hooked us up for our anniversary.
Yeah, that's pretty
legit.
Chris,
that's one thing I'll say. I do love presents. And if you're giving me a present, I don't care if it's the anniversary of my cat's first meow. Like, I'm going to take it because I like presents. By the way, if you're trying to send birthdays to not me, but my cat, 9/11, her birthday, coming up. Don't forget. Never forget. Send my cat gifts.
Add that on.
I'm actually kind of upset because one of the things you can get at Dave & Buster's was a surprise cat toy. That was one of the
Wait, I didn't see that.
Really?
No.
Well, you did not look closely enough in the Dave & Buster's store.
I literally said to Damon word for word, whenever I'm here, I always just look for stuff to get my cat.
No, there was literally a surprise.
You gotta take another business trip.
Yeah.
Business trip?
It's a business trip.
I didn't cash in any of my things because there was still so much money left on the card that Emma gave me. So I'm saving that for something.
Yeah, we got to take another bit. Well, Damon and I discussed we have to take a bit. Like we went to have fun at Dave & Buster's, which Leah and I did while also taking care of business because we run arcades.
Yeah, no, you guys are fucking unbelievable.
Leah hit 2 jackpots on 2 separate games, literally back to back. That was insane.
It's been like 5 minutes.
No, literally, she went to one game and it was like crazy games. Like it was the ball drop game.
The ball dropped in the jackpot thing,
and then the big fish wheel.
And then I spun the fish wheel.
Yeah, I got 500 tickets.
500.
And then later that night, like when it comes to competition games, I destroy everybody. I don't think I lost anything. I beat Leah and Emma in Mario Kart back to back. I'm a dog. That is true. You did beat me in air hockey. Yeah. I won. I beat Leah and Emma. Oh, yeah, that's before Shane was busy. Or Totri and Damon hadn't shown up yet, so it kind of was just 3 of us hanging out for a little bit. I cooked them in mini basketball. I don't know, but then I won the big jackpot, $500 jackpot or ticket jackpot on the price or Deal or No Deal, which was an electric experience because I was like the 4th one of us to play it.
Yeah.
And I got the...
Damon sucks at that game.
I also beat the Guardians of the Galaxy game, got the jackpot there too.
Shout out like the 40 of you just sitting here listening to us talk about Dave & Buster's. You guys are fucking awesome. Like you're just...
It is awesome, dog.
You guys are absolutely incredible. We do have one more topic.
Oh, we do?
We do have one more topic. Yeah, we did too. We were just ranting about
my
nothing.
bad. That's kind of why I started going off.
Dave & Buster's was not the third topic.
I just started going off because I thought we were done.
We do have tomorrow our post-game show. And again, crossing our fingers that the game ends at a reasonable time. Even if it doesn't, we're going to be live regardless like we were last week. Leah confirmed it was the latest start time for a PHNX show, period.
Earliest
at like
time.
1:13 in the morning, guys. So
Or the earliest start time.
Or the early, yeah, I guess. Whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
PHNXception. We will have a post-game show tomorrow. We had 75 plus waiting and was rocking with us at 2 o'clock in the morning. So make sure you got the notifications on. And
I know you were working on it last time. Hopefully we get Jalin on it after the show.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Jalin on. Just be there. It's a blast regardless of the result. Breaking down everything that happens in the game. Like you said, usually we'll have a player on right after. So hopefully Jalin Conyers can join us tomorrow, and then it's just a lot of fun, those post-game shows.
Yeah, no, it's been a long time for me.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. There's new graphics and music and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, the new music gets me so damn hype. My
I'm ready to hear that win music again.
It's so damn.
I'm ready to hear the win music when it really feels like a win.
Yeah.
Because last time was depressing when you guys played the win
Shane didn't
music.
let me celebrate. Shane didn't let me celebrate with me.
Which I understand. I didn't feel like that was a tough way to debut that music because it didn't feel like a fist bumping club win.
No.
And that's what kind of the music is.
All right, Leah, what is the final topic that we have today?
All right, last topic. David, I'm just kidding. Last topic. Bottomless mimosas.
Hot as fuck.
What kind of question is that?
Hot as
You could give me bottomless.
Some people don't like it.
I mean, then you just don't like they don't like the bottomless part or they don't like the mimosa part. Because if you don't like mimosas, you're wrong. It's orange juice and champagne. I mean, it's like.
Have you had the
Some
mimosas
people
that
don't
are
like champagne.
Have you?
That's
okay,
fair.
well, I don't like champagne by itself.
I would agree. I'm not a huge champagne guy, but it's
throw
orange
some
juice.
OJ in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Or some other kind of juice. Like hot or not, like
Mimosa
non-orange
flights?
juice.
Mimosa flights, dog? Are we kidding?
But bottomless mimosas, yeah, get me fucked up at 10 in the morning or 11 in the morning.
Dude,
yeah.
with some brunch?
With breakfast food? Are you shitting me? Absolutely.
God damn. That
I
sounds like
love
a
orange
blast.
juice and I love breakfast. And I also don't mind getting drunk. So, yeah. If you say no,
You have issues.
yeah. If you say no and you like drinking, like if you're not a drinker and you don't like, then fine, I get that. But if you like alcohol and you don't like mimosas, specifically bottomless mimosas, because if you're giving me something bottomless, like the quality of what it can be can go down so much. Like it's you ever been to like one of those shitty Chinese buffets?
Yeah.
And it's like they got French fries and Jello, and you're like, this is all terrible, but I can eat as much of it as I want for $12. So sign me the fuck up. That's how I feel about
And
bottomless
it's hard to
mimosas.
fuck up orange juice in champagne.
Yeah, because they're not making it.
Yeah.
Go buy me the cheapest champagne you can get and buy me some Simply Orange and I'll be happy.
You know where you can get mimosas and brunch? BetMGM Sportsbook when you come to the PHNX Cardinals watch party.
And you heard me on the Phoenix Sports Podcast. Don't get me going again. Those that breakfast food, the food that they have for brunch at the BetMGM on the weekends goes freaking insane, guys.
It does.
It's heckin' stupid.
Guys.
I'm gonna start doing frickin' and heckins more.
Heckin' and frickin'.
But no, it genuinely is good. And the vibes are awesome. It's going to be, they got a bunch of big screens. It's going to be a great way to watch a football game. That's one thing. Good breakfast in football, you don't get that a whole lot. That's one nice thing about the West Coast because football doesn't start till 1. It's lunchtime there.
Yeah, you can do brunch. You can do brunch in football.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Well,
I absolutely love it.
Need more of it.
Almost as much as I love the BetMGM Sportsbook app. Guys, they've got a great offer. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10, and you guys are going to receive $200 instantly in additional winnings regardless of your wager's outcome. This is how you're going to get that offer. It's super easy, super simple. Okay, you ready? Sean's listening. Download the BetMGM Sportsbook app on iOS or Android, or there's 3 options. Go ahead and visit BetMGM.com and sign up with code PHNX. Jesse Jr., you got that?
We're both listening.
Love it. Sign up and deposit at least 10 bones into your newly created account. Sounds simple enough because it is. Place a wager in the amount of at least $10 at standard odds price, a qualifying bet. And once you have placed a qualifying bet, you guys are going to receive $200 in bonus bets regardless of the outcome of your wager. You catch all that?
Yeah, I'll get to it in a second. I don't want to throw off your read.
It's easy. It's simple. And BetMGM is just the best, guys. They're always handing out free money. They're handing out bonus bets yesterday just because NFL football was back, guys. Sign up for BetMGM and use bonus code PHNX. Place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least 10 bones. You guys are going to receive $200 instantly in additional winnings regardless of your wager's outcome. Again, make sure you use that bonus code PHNX. Check out the show notes for full details. And now go ahead and listen to Big Pokey talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
The weather in Washington for this game is not supposed to be that great, but here it's always sunny and hot.
Oh yeah, it's
you're gonna be out there, hang out by the Great Lawn. It's it's a decent drive out to West Valley. You got to have some shades for it.
Might as well have the best.
And I mean also, I think the Cardinals are going to surprise some people this year. They're not going to be nearly as bad as people think. So you're going to need the glasses to block out the haters.
Oh, I disagree. you're going to also need those if you want to hide your face because you are.
Well, either way, you're going to need Shady Rays.
Yeah.
Or you're going to need good sunglasses. If you're getting good sunglasses, you're getting Shady Rays. The best part of them is that if you don't love them, you can return, which you will. But if you don't, you can return them within 30 days. If you ever lose them or you break them, hit up the people at Shady Rays. They're going to give you a free pair, no questions asked, to replace them. Which is like, I don't fully understand. Seems like a bad business strategy, but I'm not going to ask too many questions. If they want to be nice, I'm going to let them be nice. I'm going to get my extra pair of sunglasses. So exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 5. Jesus.
You know what?
You try it, JJ.
You got
rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people and one snake. Jesus.
You got it, though. You made it through.
No, JJ got it. I didn't do shit.
Yeah, you were just there.
That's
you were
why
holding him up. You were propping him up.
He was propping me up.
Yeah, I guess. That's fair.
I was falling apart.
Regardless,
Snake saved
guys,
the day.
thanks for sticking around for 56 minutes. It is crazy.
Half
how
of which
long
was
we
us
can
talking
talk
about
nothing. That's wild to me, guys. Leave a like. There's 35 of you in your only 14 likes. Hit that like button.
For JJ.
Do we have the win music in here? Are we able to go out to that at all into the end of the roll? Guys, make sure you go ahead, you give us a follow on social media at PHNX_Sun Devils. That way you guys can stay locked in at all times with what we got going on as it relates to ASU. You can follow me on social media at Anthony_Totri. You can follow the man to my right over here, Shawn DePaz, Shawn_DePaz.
Just falling apart as always.
Absolutely. Guys.
Fuck you, guy.
Absolutely. Sorry, man. Absolutely. I don't know what to tell you. Guys, we're looking forward to hearing this win music tomorrow. And if you haven't heard it, my God, it is so fucking sweet and so awesome at all times. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Leah, can you go ahead and knock it out? And we'll see you guys tomorrow. But now, peace.